Welcome, everyone, to the debut of the Ingraham Angle. We're going to dive in today's indictments and the implications for the Trump administration, and, of course, our exclusive interview with White House Chief of Staff John Kelly shortly. But first, the angle. I want to start by posing a basic question, the one that Sinatra asked in that old song, "What is America to me?" It's a question that gets lost in the constant infighting that consumes us here in Washington. Ronald Reagan said that the American dream is not that every man must be level with every other man. The American dream is that every man must be free to become whatever God intends he should become. But over the past few decades, the government became an obstacle to people realizing that dream. Look, politics is supposed to be a career devoted to public service, protecting our life, our liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But for too long, it was dominated by special interests, big business, and of course, the media elites. The politicians were supposed to be helping you. Instead, they helped themselves. They were elected to run the government, not to run you over with it. Millions of Americans voted for Trump because they had had enough. They were tired of being bullied by politicians and the so-called experts who gave us endless wars, saddled us with $20 trillion in debt, and left us with a border more wide open than Harvey Weinstein's robe. They were tired of the ruling bipartisan elites in Washington and a media establishment that didn't just cover them, but covered for them. Day to day, what do most of you worry about? Paying the bills? Sending your kids to a decent school? Your health care? Maybe saving something for retirement? Most of us, I think, want three things: prosperity, safety, liberty. And that includes preserving our history. So far, despite the endless negative reporting, we the people are doing pretty well under Trump. The economy is soaring. Unemployment is down. The trade deficit is down. Trump is renegotiating NAFTA and other unfair and outdated trade deals. He's reformed the VA. He's appointed incredible judges to the federal bench, more coming this week, and, of course, Justice Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. He's enforcing the border, novel concept, and deporting violent criminals. Who doesn't want that? So what are Trump's opponents resisting again? I'll tell you. What they're really resisting is losing power. The people took their power back on Election Day, and the establishment is mad as hell. Let's face it, they really don't like the American people, not very much at least, or their forefathers. There's a self-loathing in the air. Do you feel it? Forces hell-bent on erasing our historical memory. American monuments, works of art, literature. The remembrances of men and women who imperfectly made their mark on the American experiment are being ripped from the classrooms and the public square. The memory and works of Washington, Jefferson, General Lee, heck, even Harper Lee, are being sacrificed on the high altar of political correctness. What kind of country are we leaving our children? We owe future generations the opportunity to understand the glories and, yes, the sins of the people who made these United States of America. Our children have a right to be fully informed, a right to a complete record of what went before, and, yes, the chance to ask themselves in time, what is America to me? In George Washington's farewell address, written with Alexander Hamilton, he said, "Of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion, and morality are indispensable supports. In vain would that man claim the tribute of patriotism who should labor to subvert these great pillars of human happiness, these firmest props of the duties of men and citizens. What we believe, our love of God, family, and country. These aren't trite relics of the past, but are at the very core of who we are as Americans." This show is going to be about all of this, and certainly the political, the legal, and the cultural battles of the day. But something more, how all of that affects your life and that of your families. I take all of this very personally. I'm doing this because I care about what happens to this country, to our children and our children's children. Now, there'll be times when you disagree with me, and sometimes vehemently so, and I'm sure you're going to let me know. But all I'll say is that I'm going to call it as I see it, as I've done for the past 20 years, and I'm going to get answers for you, and I'm going to hold the powerful accountable, and that includes you, Mr. President. And every night with you, we'll continue to answer this question: what is America to me, to all of us?